Yes, Lord. Hey, hey, hey. Salute to my brother Kano Loco TV in the building. What's up with you, bro? It's a new day. Yeah. Man. It's a new day. Yes, Lord. Yes. New day. New day. It's a new. The Jab Jamboree in the building. What's up with you, bro? Salute to you. New day. New day. Yes, Lord. It's a new. Damn, that feel good. Y'all better be glad I can't sing. Salute to my sister Shaquila Fields in the building. What's up with it, Shaquila, a.k.a. Gertrude? What's up with it, mama? Salute to you. Yes, man. Salute to the family. Thank y'all so much, man, for taking the time to tune in. Really, truly, genuinely appreciate you, man. If I had a million tongues, I couldn't tell it all. I like literally, man. I literally couldn't tell it all, man. Welcome to The Punch Junkie presents The Truth on Boxing, man. Salute to the family, man. I am indeed your host, Junior The Truth. You can follow me everywhere via social media. I can be found with the handle Junior The Truth. That's JUNIORTHETRUTH. And that's over all your social media platforms, man. Each and every one, man. So salute to you all. I really, truly, genuinely appreciate you, man. If I had a million tongues, I couldn't tell it all, man. And that's on my soul. That's on my soul. So thank you. And that's whether you're tuning in via the live stream. Thank you all so much. If you are catching the podcast and syndication anywhere on this earth, man, thank you. Really, truly, genuinely appreciate you, man. But I want to invite you over to come check out the Punch Junkie Network. That's www.punchjunkie.network. It is indeed the last place in the world for real fans of the sweet science, man. So be sure to come check us out over there, man. And I am indeed your host, Junior The Truth. You can follow me everywhere via social media. I can be found with that handle, Junior The Truth. That's JUNIORTHETRUTH. And that's over all the social media platforms, man, each and every one. But if you're really looking for me, you can catch me over on the Punch Junkie Network. And that is indeed the last place in the world for real fans of the sweet science. That's www.punchjunkie.network. Punchjunkie.com will get you there, though, man. So salute. G-Lex in the building. What's good with you, homie? Salute to you. Kevin Dunbar, the scholar, is in the building. What's up with you, brother? Salute to you, man. Man, I'm listen to me, man. I'm excited about this one, man. I'm gonna admit that I'm a nerd, man. And I'm definitely excited about today's show. Definitely excited about this subject matter with regard to, the science, man, the sport of boxing that we all love. But before we do that, man, I will be remiss if I didn't mention. Now I'm gonna bring this up and I'm gonna talk about this. Just very, very briefly. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk about this. And I'm gonna say, that how do I so I'll do it this way. So I started off watching the press conference for the Riyadh season City of Wolves card featuring Devin the Dream Haney and the other two racists in the sport of boxing, first in Rolly Romero and Ramirez. Like it's a whole host of fighters on the card, man. And it's May 2nd over on the DAZN network. And so I started watching it, and I didn't like the direction of the press conference. And so I stopped watching it. You know what I'm saying? I stopped watching it. And so I've been hearing the spill out of the presser and the press conference. And I'm kind of torn because I'm glad to know that I wasn't tripping, but I'm also, you know, looking at it from a standpoint of it's really, really a sad space um that we are in with regard to the sport of boxing and, ultimately the integrity of the sport. You know what I'm saying? And so anytime when you're dealing with a situation where a fighter is cheated, um and they are essentially booed at a press conference, and the person responsible for cheating, the actual cheater, is actually cheered. You understand what I'm saying? This is it's a yeah, man, it's a cold game in the sport of boxing. And as I told you all before, is that I didn't like the card in and of itself. I don't plan on supporting the card like I've spoken of before. And and I've offered my reasons as to why. And so this just can kind of um solidifies my solidifies my position based on that presser. I will say salute to Bill Haney because I did see the a portion of his interview after the presser, and him checking the reporter, and who was also the host of the host of the actual press conference. I have to forgive me, I'm horrible with names. But it's just something about this man that I just don't feel good about. So let me officially go on docking and making this statement, man. And so y'all can understand where I stand. And I'm totally 100% unapologetic on my stance. And I'll take it all the way back. First and foremost, I felt like, and I was extremely upset with Team Haney. I was upset with Team Haney with carrying through with the fight. It was something about the fight against Ryan Garcia the first time that unnerved me. You know what I'm saying? Coming in, missing the weight, his antics, just the way he was acting, it was something that just really truly unnerved me. And so I felt like, and this is just me, and now granted, I'm not a boxer, I'm not a promoter, I'm not a suit, I'm not any of that. I am a fan of the sport of boxing. And I am a fan of Devin the Dream Haney. And I felt like that they should have pulled out of that fight. That's how I felt. And I know people are going to say, "Oh man, hindsight is 2020." You saying that in hindsight? Actually, I was saying it during the time. I just felt like it was just something that was just weird. You know what I'm saying? And I just didn't like it. And I was like, I don't really think it. And if we all remember, they had the things that were going on with that fight. They had the one fighter on the undercard who was everybody was believing that Ryan Garcia wasn't going to make it to the fight. So they had him um queued up, you know what I mean, to step in Ryan Garcia's place. And I just felt like coming in 3 pounds over, I didn't really think that the fight should have went on. Like that was just I didn't like that. You understand what I'm saying? And now, in hindsight, with everything that went on with the 3 pounds, with Ryan Garcia surfacing with Floyd Mayweather, and they're doing their little bullshit, and then testing positive for performance enhancing drugs. In addition to all of that stuff, just drinking beer on the scale, all of that stuff, man. I'm going to say this, and I mean this as unapologetically in my kind of local TV voice, and as stern as I mean it. The sport of boxing, there's no place for Ryan Garcia in the sport of boxing. Okay. Um, Ryan Garcia is a secular fighter in the sport of boxing. Ryan Garcia, there's no real space for Ryan Garcia in the sport of boxing. Ryan Garcia has not earned any merit. He has not earned his earned any status. He is essentially, he has not done anything as it relates to the sport of boxing, especially in comparison to his contemporaries and the current his class of contemporaries in the sport of boxing. Okay. Ryan Garcia should not be in the sport of boxing. Ryan Garcia should not be allowed to fight in the sport of boxing. Ryan Garcia should still be, in my opinion, he should still be exiled from the sport of boxing. And ultimately, when it's all said and done, and this is based on the performance enhancing drugs, his antics with missing the weight, the cheating, the racist antics, all of that stuff, the anti-Semitism, the anti anti Muslim rhetoric that he spewed, all of this, and I cannot understand why he is still not only allowed to participate in the sport of boxing, but he still headlines the sport in the sport. And he's headlining a card in a Muslim nation. Consequently, I am not a fan of Haney versus Garcia too. I feel like Devin Haney should wash his hands of that situation. And I would never do anything else to put any money in Ryan Garcia's pockets. Ryan Garcia should be exiled from the sport of boxing. I feel like Devin Haney, though I understand wanting to get that back, and I understand wanting to have a level playing field and going and getting back in there. I get it. I understand. But I wouldn't, I'm not in support of that fight. I feel like Ryan Garcia shouldn't be allowed to box anymore. That's how I feel. And so I'm not a fan of that fight. I'm not a fan of the antics. I'm not a fan of any of it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that Ryan Garcia is definitely a goofball, DJ Punch. I think he's a goofball. And so I have no use for Ryan Garcia. And so what you will see is you will not see me covering Ryan Garcia. You will not see me talking about him. You won't see him appear in the magazine. I have absolutely no use for Ryan Garcia. Period. Point blank. End of discussion. You know what I'm saying? And I think that Ryan Garcia and all entities attached to him, Golden Boy Promotions included, need to be relieved of their place in the sport of boxing. And that's where I'm at with it. And I don't, once again, I'm going to go on as saying this. I am not a fan of Haney Garcia too. I am not a fan of it. I would not do anything to put any money in his pockets. He should starve. He does not deserve to participate in this beautiful sport of ours. He doesn't deserve it. It's too many champions and too many potential champions and too many excellent fighters and too many great people that are doing it the right way for him to get that much attention. You understand what I'm saying? There's too many people that are coming up through the rankings and coming up and moving and moving through their careers and doing it the right way and getting absolutely positively none of the attention that Ryan Garcia is getting. None of it. They get none of the attention. They get none of the accolades. They get none of the favoring. They get none of it. And they're actually doing it the right way. It's too many of them. I know personally too many. I can call probably 20 of them personally. I can probably reach out via social media to another 200 of them personally. Not 200, 100 that are doing it the right way. And they don't get any of the attention and any of the accolades, and they don't get any of the consideration that Ryan Garcia gets. And I believe that Ryan Garcia has absolutely no place in the sport of boxing. And I think that his story is not going to end well. It's not going to end in a positive light. It's not going to end good. And I'll just be there. I'm gonna strike a match, and I'm gonna smoke my pipe or smoke my cigar at the carnage. Neat J. I'm going to stand there, and I'm going to I'm going to strike a match. And I'm going to light my pipe or I'm going to light a cigar at the carnage because this is not going to end well. So I'm going to say that. As far as, the presser, like I said, it is everything that is wrong, absolutely wrong with the sport of boxing. And it makes me less excited about the presence of Riyadh Sejan and Turk Al-Sheikh in the sport of boxing because ultimately, like I said, the foolishness is being rewarded. The foolishness is being rewarded, and in rewarding the foolishness, you're encouraging the foolishness. So that's that. You know what I'm saying? That's that. Salute to y'all though, man. I really, truly, genuinely appreciate y'all, man. We're gonna go in here and we're gonna get it in, and we're gonna do what we do. But before we do what we do, I gotta do what I do. So let's get to it.
Oh, no, you didn't. Wait a minute. No, you do. Hey, Jay! Hey! Jay! 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 Come back here! Jay! Fool ass bitch, man. Jay! I need my money! Jay! Oh, you motherfucker. Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. Huh? You think you can do this shit? Jay! You think you can do this to me? You motherfuckers will be playing basketball in Pelican Bay when I get finished with you.
Shoe program. You feel me? All right, y'all. So let's get to it, man. Don't want to take a whole lot of time, even though I have a whole bunch of information that I'm trying to work my way through. Today's topic, man, is just the ABCs. Literally, it's the ABCs of our science. Meaning, when you hear the sport of boxing, and those of us who follow the sport of boxing, we hear all these acronyms, we hear all these letters, and I did not know until I started having conversations with people that I did not know that the majority of us don't know what these acronyms mean. Like, we don't understand the letters or the acronyms, and we don't know what they mean, and let alone like the place that they have in the sport, the history, so on and so forth. And so me being the person that I am, you know what I'm saying, and being the way that I am, I'm trying to attack it from a different perspective. So I want to come in and kind of just walk through this stuff so that we can literally begin to understand what it is that we're dealing with. You understand? Like, people don't know, like my sister Shaquila, she's mentioning the New York State Athletic Commission, and see, people will see NYSAC and they have absolutely no idea what that is. Like, no idea what we're, you know what I'm saying, what that is, and their place in the sport of boxing, and so on and so forth. So it's more than just fighters, it's more than promoters, it's more than belts. Like, it's just a whole hodgepodge of a lot of things. And so that's why I wanted to go through the ABCs of our science, because of all of these letters that we encounter every day as boxing fans. Like, we encounter these letters. So we're gonna talk about the business, you know what I'm saying? And like I told you, as fans, we are the business of boxing. You understand? So they have all these different entities and organizations that play a part, and they get their cut. You understand what I'm saying? But ultimately, we are the business. And so, believe it or not, excuse me, our money is filtered down to these organizations. You understand? So they get a cut of what we put into the sport. And this is why it's important. It's like, if you're a customer, don't you want to know where well, I can't ask that question. I'm going to speak for myself. Me, as a consumer, I want to know where my money's going. You understand what I'm saying? Ultimately, like, I like to look and see. So it's nothing like, you know how you have a favorite, like, you got your favorite restaurant. You understand what I'm saying? Like, Neek, watch this. Do you understand how bent out of shape I was the last time I was at Oak Cliff, or last time I was in Dallas, and I was trying to go to Oak Cliff to go to Jonathan's to get some of them pancakes? You feel me? And they were closed. I'm like, damn, every time I come here, I try to go to Jonathan's and get some. I go to Oak Cliff and go to Jonathan's and get some pancakes. You feel me? I go get my breakfast. I'll be by my dog ass self too, Nick J. I'm him. I'm walking around Oak Cliff by myself, going to Jonathan's to get some pancakes. And I'm like, dang. And so I go and they gone. I'm like, dang. On the opposite end of that, you understand what I'm saying? Like, on the opposite end of that, you go into your mom pop's shop that you like to go, and you go eat, and they done painted, or they done decorated, or they got a new TV. You understand what I'm saying? And you looking and you like, dang, man, yeah. Because, you know, you go there often, and I'm a customer, and I'm invested in the operation. So it's good to see the money going to work. You like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Or your yard dude show up and he got a new lawnmower, or he got a new blower, or he got an assistant. You understand what I'm saying? You like, yeah, you get to see your money going to work. And so, like, you want to see where your dollars are. Well, I want to see where my dollars are going. And so all of these different alphabet organizations in the sport of boxing, they all benefit from the money that we put in as fans. So we're going to talk. So we're talking about athletic commissions. We talking about sanctioning bodies. A thing I didn't know is that people didn't understand that those are two different things. Now, for those of you all that understand that and know that and you get it, like I'm just walk along, chime in, whatever it is. But we're trying to bring everybody up to speed, because this is the last place in the world for real fans of the sweet science. Like this movement, the Punch Junkie movement, is the last place in the world for real fans of the sweet science. So we're gonna be brought up. I should have called this the ABCs of our science 101. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is we gonna go down through there. We're gonna go down through there. So the athletic commissions and sanctioning bodies are two different things, but those are the folks who come together to basically make the rules, enforce the policies, and crown the champions, if you will. Okay. Now, I need y'all to smash the like button. I need y'all to share the content, and I need y'all to participate in this cook. All right. So let's understand the athletic. Let's understand the athletic commissions. What is an athletic commission? By definition, the athletic commission is a regulatory body responsible for ensuring safety, integrity, and legitimacy of professional boxing. Okay. The athletic commission is a regulatory body responsible for ensuring the safety, integrity, and legitimacy of professional boxing. Okay. These commissions, they license fighters, they regulate promoters, they approve matchups, and they enforce safety standards, among other things. That's what they do for each of these events, right? So when you look at Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, and you looking at, well, who was that Holyfield fought? Holyfield fought somebody. And you're looking at Evander Holyfield, and you're sitting there like, man, who in the hell licensed Evander Holyfield to get in there and fight? Or you looking at Conor McGregor get his boxing license in order to go in and fight in his first professional boxing match, to fight against 49-0 maybe at the time, Floyd Money Mayweather, or maybe he was 48-0, but he went in to fight Floyd Money Mayweather, and he actually got his boxing license, and he was approved by an athletic commission, the Nevada State Athletic Commission. So you understand that once again, these commissions, they license fighters, right? They regulate promoters, they approve matchups, and they enforce the safety standards of the sports they're in. You have several, of course, different athletic commissions, and you have them by states. My brother Kinda Local TV said it's all about money. It's all about money, but you have them. And so you have so the most influential athletic commissions in the sport of boxing are the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Y'all tell me why the Nevada State Athletic Commission is the one of the most influentials in the sport of boxing. So we have the Nevada State Athletic Commission. They oversee boxing in Las Vegas, the fight capital of the world. I guess I just answered the damn question myself. Okay. You have the California State Athletic Commission. That's the home of major West Coast fights. Number 3, you have the New York State Athletic Commission. Oh, have they been popular in the last couple of weeks? You have the New York State Athletic Commission. That's one of the oldest commissions in the sport, and they regulate not just Madison Square Garden, but fights in New York. You have the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation. That's a key player in the rise of Texas boxing. So you understand that with the onslaught of or with the coming up of Errol Spence and the Charlos and what's my dude's name? Virgil Ortiz, and all of these, these mainstream household names in the sport of boxing, the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation has gained in popularity. I hope I ain't boring y'all, but they've gained in popularity and influence because we've had a lot of fights in the great state of Texas. Canelo has fought in the great state of Texas. You know what I'm saying? A huge push in popularity with regard to Mexican fighters and Mexican American fighters and so on and so forth. So the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation is another very, very popular athletic commission. Okay. Then you also have the Association of Boxing Commissions. ABC is the acronym. It's not state specific, it's not a state specific commission, but it serves as an umbrella organization and it sets the national standards. It sets the national standards. But why do athletic commissions matter? They are supposedly, they protect the fighters and the fans from corruption. They ensure fairness, they ensure fair competition by reviewing matchups to prevent dangerous mismatches. Y'all see Conor Loco's comment still up there. And then they establish rules and regulations. Example, weight class limits, drug testing, yada, 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 yada. All right. So let me hear from y'all. Do y'all think, let me hear from y'all in the chat. Do you think commissions do enough to protect fighters and ensure fair play? Based on, because this is us. We really do this boxing shit. Like let's keep it, let's keep it, we're gonna keep it a whole brick. We do this boxing shit. Do you all think that the athletic commissions do enough to protect fighters and ensure fair play? Based on what you've seen recently, Neek J say absolutely not with old pretty mouth self. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now we have sanctioning bodies. All right. Now we have sanctioning bodies. Okay. So what is a sanctioning body? All right. A sanctioning body is an organization that oversees championship titles. They rank fighters and they determine the mandatory challengers for title fights. Okay. They decide who fights for a belt and who's ranked where. We have 4 major sanctioning bodies. Salute to Behind the Lens. I see you, homie. 4. We have 4 of them. We have the World Boxing Association. That's the WBA. We have the World Boxing Council. That's the WBC. We have the International Boxing Federation. That's the IBF. I really feel like I'm doing a lecture. I don't know if y'all could tell or not, but I'm really in my professor junior bag. You feel me? And this is for the people who don't know this information. Once again, if you know it, just follow along. We might be able to brush up something. Hopefully you learn something new. The International Boxing Federation is the IBF. Okay. And then we have the World Boxing Organization. That's the WBO, more affectionately known as whatever Bob orders. Okay. Let me ask y'all a question. I'm going to engage y'all again. Which belt do y'all think holds the most weight in the sport of boxing? Based on those organizations, like I said, there are other sanctioning bodies, but those are the 4 major ones. And they also have different that connect to the 4 major. And then you have some that just aren't even attached to them. But which belt do y'all think holds the most weight in the sport of boxing? Yeah. Which one? Which one? So once again, you have the World Boxing Association, or the WBA. You have the World Boxing Council, or the WBC. Salute to my brother Mahar, Nation Sports Podcast. What's up with you? You have the International Boxing Federation. That's the IBF. And then you also have the World Boxing Organization. That's the WBO. You understand what I'm saying? So now you understand that when you talk about excuse me, athletic commissions, that you're not talking about the WBC, the WBA, the WBO, or the IBF. You're talking about sanctioning bodies, people who are responsible for the rankings, responsible for the titles, responsible. Indigenous King, what's going on with your homie? Indigenous King says the WBC belt is the most prestigious. The King Vonnie 86 said the WBC is the most attractive, with it being the color green. Salute to my brother Craig L in the building. What's up with you? Yeah. Okay. So now, do I want to go into the highlights? This is where I get. We gone. Man, we're gonna go ahead on and go through here. We're gonna go ahead on and go through here. Because I gave y'all kind of a highlight. So let's go back into the duties. Let's go back into the duties. Okay. We're gonna go back into the duties because I gave y'all kind of a surface high level. We ain't gonna get high level because we only got a few minutes. So we're gonna do a little bit more to high level. So we ain't got to come back tomorrow. So let's go back to the athletic. Let's go back to the athletic commissions. And once again, those are the state, usually they're state regulated, or excuse me, they belong to a particular state, except for the ABC group, which oversees them and sets the regulations for the state athletic commissions. All right. So the key roles of the athletic commissions in the sport of boxing is licensing and regulation. Okay. They issue the licenses to the boxers, to the trainers, promoters, judges, referees, and other participants. You see, it's a little bit more in depth, and I didn't feel comfortable just giving y'all that little bit. So they issue license to boxers, trainers, promoters, judges, referees, and other participants in the sport of boxing. And they ensure that all participants meet the necessary qualifications and adhere to the regulations. You can't just be out here doing whatever you want to do. And the athletic commissions are responsible for that. Number 2 is event oversight. They approve boxing events, bouts within their jurisdictions, which is usually the state. Okay. They assign officials, judges, referees to oversee the contest. That all goes directly back to the athletic commissions. So that's where you get your judges, your referees, so on and so forth. Okay. They ensure compliance with state and national laws governing unarmed combat. Number 3 is the health and safety. They implement medical standards, including pre-fight physicals and post-fight evaluations. They mandate the presence of ringside physicians and emergency medical personnel during the fights. They ensure safety measures like weight class limits, proper equipment like gloves, and drug testing. They have disciplinary authority. They investigate rule violations such as unsportsmanlike conduct or doping. Salute the Boxing and Barbecue. I see you, homie. Okay. They also impose penalties, including fines, suspensions, or license revocations for misconduct. So when you hear that the New York State Athletic Commission suspended such and such for 2 years, meaning they can't come fight there for 2 years. You heard about the boxing license for Tyson Fury being suspended by UCAD. You feel me? Like, yeah, that's those sanctioning bodies. I mean, excuse me, those boxing commissions actually do that. Okay, they'll actually suspend you. Number 5 was matchmaking oversight. They review proposed matchups to ensure fairness in competition and prevent mismatches that could endanger fighters. Number 6, record keeping. They maintain official records of bouts, results, injuries, suspensions, and other related data. Salute to my brother Drew Titan in the building. What's up with you, bro? Winston Lee, old school Winston Lee in the building. What's up with you, homie? I see you. Big Joe Towns, and I see you in the building. What's up with you, homie? Salute. They collaborate with organizations like BoxRec or Fight Facts for accurate record keeping. And those are the records that are available to us as fans. As you see, we always reference BoxRec. Man, what is BoxRec? I checked this BoxRec. I'm looking at BoxRec. Consumer protection. They ensure that events provide fairness competition for ticket buyers. Okay? Fair competition for ticket buyers. They arbitrate disputes between fighters, managers, promoters when necessary. That's number 7. Number 8 is rule enforcement. They enforce boxing rules established by state law or federal acts like the Professional Boxing Safety Act of 1996. They also adopt additional regulations to address evolving safety concerns, risks of chronic traumatic instances and situations. All right. Athletic commissions are critical to maintaining credibility and safety of boxing as a sport while protecting the interests of both participants and spectators. And once again, we gave you all the examples: the Nevada State Athletic Commission, California State Athletic Commission, Maryland State Athletic Commission, New York State Athletic Commission, so on and so forth. Our condo, LDBC, or nothing in the building. What's up with you, homie? All right. And then once again, we got those. You know what I'm saying? We got the Nevada State Athletic Commission, based in Nevada. It's the most one of the most prominent due to its jurisdiction over major boxing events held in Las Vegas, a global hub for high-profile fights. The NSAC oversees licensing, safety regulations, and drug testing for many championship bouts because they go to Vegas for the bouts. Salute to my brother Stormy B, man. You have the California State Athletic Commission, known for regulating boxing events in California, another major venue for professional fights. CSAC is respected for its strict enforcement of safety measures and fighter welfare, theoretically. Okay. You have the New York State Athletic Commission, the NYSAC, which has been in a lot of hot water recently, based on the Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach fight. Historically significant, it's one of the earliest commissions in the U.S., and it has regulated iconic fights held in New York venues like Madison Square Garden. Okay. Then you have the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, the TDLR. This commission oversees boxing events in Texas, which has become a growing market for professional fights, like we talked about before with the onslaught of Texas fighters. Okay. Now, you also have an umbrella organization, which is known as the Association of Boxing Commissions, the ABC organization, literally. And it's not a state-specific commission. The ABC acts as an umbrella organization that sets the standards and coordinates efforts among U.S. state athletic commissions. These commissions play a critical role in ensuring fighter safety, enforcement of rules, and maintaining the integrity of boxing events with their jurisdictions. Their influence is often tied to popularity of venues and markets that they regulate. All right. So now let's go into the sanctioning bodies. So we talked about the sanctioning bodies. We talked about the four major ones. We'll do a deeper dive into what they actually do. The key roles of the sanctioning body. Number one is they sanction fights. They approve and endorse boxing matches, particularly championship bouts, or also elimination bouts to determine who's going to be a champion, who's going to get the fight for a title. Number two, they have rankings. They rank fighters. Sanctioning bodies maintain rankings of boxers in different weight classes. They award titles is number three. They issue championship belts to recognize the top fighters in each weight class. Number four, establishing rules. Sanctioning bodies set guidelines and regulations for boxing matches. Number six, they manage championships. Sanctioning bodies determine mandatory challengers and regulate title defenses. Number seven, ensuring safety. They work to maintain safety standards in professional boxing, of course, working in accordance with the athletic commissions. Number eight is they provide an appeals process. Sanctioning bodies offer ways for boxers to challenge their rankings or decisions. Bing, 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 bing. Number nine, collaborating with boxing commissions. They work with state and national boxing commissions to regulate the sport. These organizations play a crucial role in structuring and legitimizing professional boxing, though their practices and decisions can sometimes be controversial within the sport of boxing. Okay. All right. Let's y'all still with me? Y'all ain't really engaging. Is this too much? Y'all rather me come on here and talk about booties? You feel me? It's too much like a lecture. I ain't come here to go to school, Junior. I don't know what. I came here to listen to you talk crazy, Junior. Nah, we call ourselves fans of the sport, but we don't understand the sport. Like, we don't understand what we're cheering for. We don't understand what we're looking at. We don't understand the rules and regulations or how we got there. Like, we don't understand that stuff. And I feel like if you're going to be coming in here and you're going to sit here and listen to boxing content all day, every day, then the least you should do, in my opinion, is not be confused when acronyms get spelled out, or not be confused by the alphabets or the ABCs of the sport. You feel me? So, all right. So let's go. So the WBA, the World Boxing Association, that's the WBA. It has a long and complex history. You feel me? Like, it's a long and complex history. Salute to my brother 503 Line in the building. I see you. My brother behind the lens said, nah, we're just being attentive. Teach. So the WBA, it has a long and complex history in the sport of boxing, spanning over a century. We're gonna lay out this little timeline of its evolution, including the highlights and the scandals. All right. So it's founded in 1921. So the organization that will become the WBA was founded in 1921, but it was founded as the National Boxing Association. So it was the NBA, and it was founded in Rhode Island. You feel me? And it was the National Boxing Association. It was established by representatives from 13 different states to counterbalance the influence of the New York State Athletic Commission. So they were, I'm not gonna say beefing. We use words like counterbalance, like they were trying to balance out the New York State Athletic Commission, who ultimately was just having his way. You feel me? But the NBA's initial role was to sanction title bouts, publish lists of outstanding challengers, and withdraw titular recognition. Titular meaning a motherfucker who was getting props without the merit, without having earned them, like Ryan Garcia. He has titular recognition. So the WBA was like, they came in like, nah, we got to clean this up, man. We got to, you feel me? The New York State Athletic Commission, they running wild, excuse me. We got to clean this up. We got to establish some order. On August 23rd, 1962, the NBA officially changed its name to the World Boxing Association, the WBA. This change reflected boxing's growing popularity worldwide and the organization's efforts to expand its membership internationally. They was trying to go international with this thing. You feel me? So they changed the name to the World Boxing Association to encourage a global appeal for the sport. Okay? By 1975, a majority of the votes in the WBA were held by Latin American nations, and the organization's headquarters moved. So they moved from Rhode Island to Panama, and that was in 1975. Gilberto Mendoza served as the president of the WBA from 1982 until his death in 2016. In the 1900s, the WBA relocated, in the 1990s, they relocated its central offices to Venezuela, to Caracas, Venezuela. And then in January of 2007, they moved back to Panama. You feel me? But they're staying, of course, down in South America. Or is that Central America? That's South America, I believe. Now, as far as the scandals, we always got to talk about the scandals. So we got corruption, scandals. In 1981, a Sports Illustrated article reported that a boxing judge claimed to have been influenced by WBA president Gilberto Mendoza to judge certain fighters more favorably. The article also discussed various bribes paid to WBA officials for championship bout opportunities and higher rankings. So it started early. Bribery claims in 1982, boxing promoter Bob Arum alleged that he had to pay off WBA officials to obtain rankings for his fighters. That was in 1982. Ongoing corruption, just like other major boxing sanctioning bodies, the WBA has faced persistent charges of corrupt practices throughout its history. 2024, man, as of August of 2024, the boxing website BoxRec no longer recognizes the WBA world title fights or world champions, indicating a significant blow to the organization's credibility. I'm not sure if that's changed or not. I think that's changed. I think BoxRec went back to recognizing the WBA, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go back and see, but I think I see the WBA over there now. In 2016, following the death of Gilberto Mendoza, his son Gilberto Mendoza Jr. took over as president of the WBA. The WBA remains one of the four major organizations sanctioning professional boxing bouts, alongside, of course, the WBC, the IBF, and the WBO. Throughout its history, the WBA has played a significant role in shaping professional boxing, but it has also faced numerous challenges to its integrity and reputation. The organization continues to play a major role in the sport. To be a major player in the sport, despite ongoing controversies and competition from other sanctioning bodies. Now let's get to we talked about the green belt, so let's get to the green belt. And I'm gonna tell you why, because people say that the green belt is the most prestigious, but they don't know why they say it. And I'm not saying that about the brothers in here, but it's just one of them things where it's just kind of, it's the green belt, and people say it's the most prestigious belt. But let me give you all a little context to kind of help understand so you have a leg to stand on when you say that it's the most prestigious belt. You feel me? Because it regardless of what they do now, it's really one of them. It's really one of those. It's really one of them things, man, that you wouldn't know unless you unless you knew. You know what I mean? And like I told you, I nerd out about this stuff. So let's get to it because I gotta get ready to get out of here. So the WBC is the World Boxing Council. It's been a cornerstone of professional boxing since its establishment in 1963. Its history is marked by significant achievements, reforms, and controversies that have shaped the sport. The WBC was founded on February the 14th, 1963, Valentine's Day, 1963, in Mexico City, by representatives from 11 countries, including the United States, Mexico, Argentina, and the Philippines. It was created to unify global boxing commissions and establish universal standards for the sport. Mexican President Adolfo Lopez Mateos played a key role in its formation. The WBC introduced its iconic green and gold championship belts and quickly became one of the most prestigious sanctioning bodies in boxing. Under the leadership of Jose Suleiman from 1975 to 2014, the WBC implemented numerous reforms to improve boxing safety and enhance the sport. This is where you want to pay attention. For those of us that view the WBC as the most prestigious belt and the most prestigious sanctioning body, this is where you want to, you can even pull out a scratch pad. I won't be offended. Okay. So the first thing they did was they reduced the championship rounds. The title fights shortened from 15 rounds to 12 rounds in 1982, following the tragic death of Korean boxer Duke Koo Kim. The WBC did that. They went from 15 rounds to 12 rounds. They implemented mandatory weigh-ins. Fighters had to weigh in 24 hours before their bouts. WBC did that. Safety equipment. They introduced thumb-attached gloves and 4 rope rings. You understand what I'm saying? Thumb-attached gloves and 4 rope rings. Anti-doping measures. They established doping tests after fights and partnered with VADA for the clean boxing program. We all know that. We were around for that era. Okay. They also offer support for boxers. They provide life insurance, medical exams, and retirement plans for fighters. The sanctioning body has sanctioned some of boxing's most legendary bouts and champions, including Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, Mike Tyson, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., and Floyd Money Mayweather. Its green belt has become a symbol of excellence in boxing. Okay? So that's when you say it's the most prestigious, I kind of helped you with that. So the scandals and controversy, despite its achievements, the WBC has faced significant scandals. Okay? Graciano Raccagiani had a lawsuit in I think it was 1998. He won the WBC light heavyweight title, but was later informed that his championship status was a typo. It was a typographical error. Salute to Lala D. I see you in the building. It was a typo after Roy Jones Jr. was reinstated as champion. You feel me? So he won the title. Then they came back and said, "Oh, my fault, player. It was a typo." Yeah. So Raccagiani, he sued the WBC and won $31 million in damages. He sued their ass and won $31 million in damages in 2003. And that financial burden forced the WBC to file Chapter 11 bankruptcy in Puerto Rico. And the organization narrowly avoided liquidation after negotiating a settlement with Graciano Raccagiani in 2004. Yeah. Yeah, and we've been around. We know that the recent expulsion of Ryan Garcia in 2004, they expelled him after he made racial slurs against Black individuals, disparaging remarks about Muslims, and during the live stream. The incident followed his suspension for testing positive for performance-enhancing drugs. The controversy highlighted ongoing issues of discipline within the sport of boxing. So as far as the allegations of corruption, the WBC has faced accusations of favoritism and corruption over its rankings and title decisions. Canelo Alvarez. Critics have accused it of prioritizing financial interests over fairness. Now, as far as the social responsibility, the WBC has embraced the social initiatives through the WBC Cares program, supporting causes such as mental health awareness, disaster relief, donating $20,000 to earthquake victims in Turkey, and promoting gender equality in sports. And that even gets a little bit hairy. That gets a little bit hairy. What else we want to do? So we'll just say, as far as his legacy, after its 60th anniversary in 2023, the WBC remains one of the boxing's most influential organizations. While it has contributed significantly to boxing safety and global expansion, its history is also marked by controversies that underscore the complex nature of professional boxing and governance. Man, I want to dive into these other two, but we ain't got time. I got to leave at 2:30. I already know how I'm coming. So the WBC has made significant impacts, and it's a lot of stuff that has been put into the sport of boxing that we didn't know that it came from the WBC. You know what I'm saying? And we wouldn't know, which is why, like I said, it's important for us to really know this stuff. If we're gonna be fans of the sweet science, like we need to know these things, or at least have some sort of idea. You know what I mean? Do we want to go on the IBF? I don't think we got time, man. I don't think we got time. So the IBF has a rich and eventful. And IBF is the International Boxing Federation. It's a rich and eventful history since its inception in 1983. You know what I'm saying? So here we'll do an overview real quick. The IBF traces its roots to the United States Boxing Association. That's the USBA, which was established in 1977. The USBA aimed to provide an alternative to the WBA and the WBC in 1983 under the leadership of Robert W. Lee Sr. The USBA transitioned into the International Boxing Federation to establish itself as a global sanctioning body. So the one thing that you notice is everybody's coming in to kind of combat each other. So this history where we're having these sanctioning bodies and everybody's kind of at war and tussling and they trying to get one up on each other is because they came in the game competing. You feel me? So the WBA came in competing with the athletic commissions. And then the WBC came in competing with the WBA. And now the IBF is coming in competing with the WBA and the WBC. So it's just an ongoing competition. The IBF gained immediate credibility after Larry Holmes, then the reigning heavyweight champion, relinquished his WBC title to become the first IBF heavyweight champion in December of 1983. This move helped the IBF gain recognition as a major sanctioning body alongside the WBA and the WBC. Did y'all get that? Did y'all get that? That Larry Holmes relinquished his WBC title and picked up the IBF title and became the first champion of the IBF. So, excuse me, the IBF quickly gained prominence by sanctioning championship fights for notable boxers like Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Felix Trinidad, Bernard Hopkins, Oscar De La Hoya. In 2010, the IBF began rating female boxers and crowned the first female champion, Daniela Smith, in November of that year. This marked a significant step toward gender inclusivity in boxing. So the WBC was talking about gender inclusivity and whatnot, but the IBF really got to it like lighter fluid in my Stay Ready voice. Okay? Compared to other sanctioning bodies, the IBF initially earned a reputation for fairness in rankings and governance. Its monthly ratings were considered transparent and credible during its formative years. 1999, there was a bribery scandal, though. One of the most significant scandals in IBF history occurred in 1999 when founder Robert W. Lee Sr. was indicted on charges of racketeering and bribery. It was revealed that Lee accepted bribes totaling over $338,000 from promoters and managers in exchange for favorable rankings for their fighters. The scandal tarnished the IBF's reputation and led to Lee's conviction in 2000. He was sentenced to 22 months in prison. Caught that boy with his hand in the cookie jar. Hand in the cookie jar. Caught him with his hand in the cookie jar, la la D. They caught that motherfucker with his hand in a cookie jar. Let me not call that man a motherfucker. Let me stop. I'm just playing. I didn't mean it that way. So the bribery scandal exposed systemic corruption within the organization with allegations that rankings were frequently manipulated for financial gain. This undermined trust in the IBF's ability to maintain fair competition. While it recovered from its early scandal, accusations of favoritism and questionable decisions have occasionally plagued the IBF over the years. Like other major sanctioning bodies, it has faced criticism for prioritizing financial interests over competitive integrity. So let me pause that real quick. So you wonder why the IBF is so strict right now and why the IBF stands on business with regard to its rankings. Is it clear to y'all now and I'm talking to the fans, to those of us that know, and we talk about, man, the IBF, they don't play no games, man. The IBF, you'll have a mandatory. If you don't fight your mandatory, you'll get stripped. Like the IBF will strip you. You won't be running around here 2.5 years, 3 years with no fight, and you got a mandatory, and you ain't fought your mando. The IBF does not play around with their rankings. Is it clear to you? Does it make sense why Daryl Peoples and the IBF stand on business when it comes to the rankings? Hopefully it helps. Like this show is for boxing nerds. Like no disrespect to nobody else. A lot of people probably bored. You probably not really boxing nerd. This show is for boxing nerds today. Like this, we'll get back to talk about big booties. We talk about ass titties tomorrow. Like, but today, we get back to getting fresh with the women tomorrow. This is for boxing nerds. It should make sense as to why the IBF stands on business. As far as their achievements in female boxing, by embracing female boxing in 2010, the IBF became one of the first major sanctioning bodies to actively promote women's championship bouts. Champions like Cecilia Brækhus, Clarissa Shields, Katie Taylor, Jessica McCaskill, and Amanda Serrano have elevated women's boxing under the IBF banner. You feel me? So global expansion, the IBF has continued to expand its influence globally by sanctioning fights across the continents and fostering partnerships with international promoters. In response to past scandals, the IBF has implemented stricter governance measures to improve transparency and accountability. These reforms have helped restore some of its credibility within the boxing community. Like I told you all, they're not playing no games no more with these rankings. If I'm a fighter in the sport of boxing, right? I'm just keeping it a brick. I'm in the IBF. If I don't have a title and I need to get in the rankings, I'm getting in the IBF rankings off the muscle. Make no mistakes about it. It's so funny because I'm actually and I haven't done it yet, but I'm actually going to join the IBF. Never mind. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about it later. So despite its controversies, the IBF has played a vital role in professional boxing by providing opportunities for fighters worldwide to compete for recognized titles. Its commitment to female boxing has been particularly noteworthy, helping elevate women's participation in professional boxing. However, its history is also a reminder of how corruption can undermine even well-established institutions. As of 2024, the IBF continues to be a key player in the professional boxing while striving to maintain integrity amid fierce competition and scrutiny. I keep forgetting that it's 2025. I don't know what's wrong with me. I just said 2024 like 10 times today. I got it. My alarm just went off. I don't have time to go through the WBO, y'all. Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it. We come back and do the WBO. I do not want to stretch this over another show, so we're going to do it right now. The WBO, the World Boxing Organization, WBO. It's a rich history spanning from its inception in 1988. Anwar Willis, what's good with you, homie? It's a detailed account of its evolutions and notable highlights. So here we go. And controversies. So the WBO was established in 1988 following a disagreement with the WBA and with the WBA's annual convention in Isla Margarita, Venezuela. A group of Puerto Rican and Dominican businessmen broke away from the WBA over disputes regarding the rule applications. Roman Pena Acevedo of Dominican Republic became the WBO's first president. You understand? Told y'all it's beef. So the WBO was formed because people who were a part of the WBA broke away from that. I'm pretty sure the only person in here who knew that is Stormy B Man, if he's still in here. The organization quickly began sanctioning world championship bouts globally. You feel me? Its inaugural championship fight was for the vacant super middleweight title between Thomas the Hitman Hearns and James Kitchen, with Hearns emerging victorious. So they had a struggle for recognition. In 1990, to enhance credibility, the WBO elected former world light heavyweight champion Jose Torres as its president. Despite this move, the organization initially struggled to gain recognition, particularly in the United States and in the heavyweight division. The WBO's first heavyweight title fight in 1989 between Francesco Damiani and Johnny Duploy was not widely recognized, as Mike Tyson was considered the undisputed heavyweight champion at the time. So the WBO's journey to widespread acceptance, it was gradual. 2001, the WBA started recognition. The WBA started recognizing the WBO champions. Then 2004, the WBC followed suit. In 2007, the IBF began recognizing WBO champions. In 1996, Francisco Valcarce, a Puerto Rican lawyer, succeeded Torres as the president. October 2024, Valcarcel stepped down, leading to the election of Puerto Rican attorney Gustavo Oliveira as the new president. Notable highlights: the WBO, has consistently maintained its motto: dignity, democracy, and honesty. Unlike some other organizations, the WBO awards only one championship per weight division, focusing on the most deserving champions. Salute to my brother Supreme Beast Boxing Talk. What's good with you, homie? Salute to Red. They got one champion. The WBO's main championship belt is distinctive, weighing 3.6 kilograms and featuring a large brown strap with a gilded central medal displaying a world map, the WBO logo, and the world champion inscription. So y'all see that brown belt with the big medallion on it? That's the WBO belt. You know, the WBA is the black one with the it's black and it's got a gold medallion on the front. The brown one is the WBO. The green one is the green one is the WBC, and then the hold on, let me go back. And then the red one is the IBF, if I'm not mistaken. No, is that right? I think the IBF red. I think the IBF is black. Man, I don't know. I don't even know why I started talking about that shit. Let me get back to this. Okay, so the controversies and challenges. While specific scandals are not detailed in the provided are not, they're hard to come by. Let me say that. Like other boxing organizations, they face their challenges. The initial credibility issue that we spoke about. Of course, they got the bad media reception, people not really messing with it. They also have the competition from the other sanctioning bodies, the WBA, WBC, IBF, and it took them forever, you know what I mean, to actually recognize them as a sanctioning body. By 2000, currently the WBO has solidified its position as one of the major sanctioning bodies in professional boxing, alongside the WBA, WBC, IBF. The championship belts are now widely recognized and sought after by top boxers. The organization continues to sanction major fights and has maintained its commitment to its founding principles of dignity, democracy, and honesty in the sport of boxing. So as you can see, once again, she says ours is IBF. It is the IBF, like a mug. But anyway, so as you can see, like I said, a lot of these, not a lot of them, all of them, everybody was, it's founded on competition. So when you understand why the sanctioning bodies go at each other the way that they do, it's because they all were founded on competition and competing. The IBF is the red one. Okay, Winston Lee said the IBF one is the red one. Okay. But anyway, y'all, I gotta go. I'm late. But thank you all so much, man. Once again, hopefully this helped. I had this on the docket. I've been wanting to do this one for a long time. So we got it done, got it out of the way. I'm very interested to hear the spill out and the conversations. Any questions that y'all have, y'all can continue the conversation here. Y'all can come over to the Punch Junkie Network, the last place in the world for real fans of the sweet science. We can continue the conversation over there, www.punchjunkie.network. But salute to you all. Thank you all so much, man. Salute to everybody that shows love to the Black Gentleman Grooming Company. We do have a line of all natural handcrafted groomer products specifically with you in mind. So be sure to come check us out. www.theblackgent.com. And salute to y'all. Thank you all for taking the time to tune in to the Punch Junkie Presents The Truth on Boxing, hosted by yours truly, Junior TheTruth, man. This is Junior TheTruth signing off. I'm giving you a daily reminder to view your life like a pair of dice until your life looks like a paradise. I'm Ohio-born, player-made. If you don't know anything else about me at the end of the day, I got to keep pushing, baby.
We offer the best grooming products for you. Yes, all natural and handcrafted too. We wanna help be your swagger, your style, class, and luxury. We make our products tailor-made for you with high quality. Yeah, so get in style with the Black Company. To give you swagger, style, class, and luxury. In luxury, yeah. The Black Gentleman Company. To give you swagger, style, class, and luxury. In luxury, yeah.
Located at www.theblackgent.com.